And joining me right now here on the Mark Moses Show for a Friday on the Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios is my great friend Damon with Spacefish. Check out their website at spacefish.com for the latest on all things fishing here on the coast. My man, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, I'm getting ready for the weekend. We're both on vacation next week. Dude, I have not taken off a week straight since the holidays. And I know we had 4th of July. We all had a great time. When was the last time you took some time off to not do anything?
Well, I went on a cruise, I guess about 4 weeks, 3.5, 4 weekends ago. It was a short cruise. It was a weekend cruise, but it was pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. We had a great time. So, but other than that, I'm with you. I don't think I've taken like a full stretch of time off since the holidays.
All right. Well, I hope you have a great time with your family. My game plan, people have been telling me this. Mark, what are you going to be doing? Not a damn thing. It's going to be great. I'm going to be sitting there. I'm going to be there with the cats watching TV. Nothing. It's going to be great. All right. Let's get to the fishing report for the weekend. Damon does a great job. He releases it during the week. We present it to you here on a Friday to break it all down. So where should we start, Damon? The floor is yours.
Well, let's start offshore because, Mark, as it is right now, as we speak, our red snapper mini season is fully underway. So it started at 12:01 a.m. last night. So Friday, and all day Friday and all day Saturday, we have, hey, hold on to your hat. Don't get too excited. We have 2 full days of red snapper season this year. Woo! I can't believe it. They just extended like the West Coast to like 126 days this year. I'm hoping that there's something coming down the pike here sooner than later. There's rumblings that we actually get some real time to go out there and fish and target red snapper, but we will see. So, but hey, it is what it is. This is what we have today and tomorrow. People are out there getting it done right now. The weather is going to be fantastic. I was just driving down A1A and it is greasy flat out there. And the weather is going to be fantastic this weekend. So if you can get offshore, I know the ramps are busy. Believe me, I know all that. But if you can get offshore and go target some red snapper, I would highly recommend it because most years that we're doing this, Mark, it's like they limit these red snapper days to like 2 days. And the problem is it's so based on the weather. And most of the time, I would probably say, 6 out of the last 7 years or whatever it's been that we've been able to fish for red snapper, maybe 5 out of the last 7 years, the weather's garbage. You take a beating going out there and trying to fish on these 2 days. So this is just one of those weekends where like the stars are lining up in the sense of the water's going to be really calm. So you can get out there and do it. So I highly recommend doing it. Now, this particular report, this is from Captain Chris Cameron, and outside of our 2 days, we're kind of in what a lot of people call like the summer grind right now. It's hot. And charter captains refer to it as the summer grind. And really what that means is that this is what they're doing. So they leave Port Canaveral and Sebastian Inlet. They're trying to catch some live bait, cast at some live bait, and then they run out to the reefs, right? Whether it be 8A or Pelican or Bethel, wherever it is, and they start slow trolling these live baits for kingfish. If the kingfish are there, which they've been there in pretty good numbers, which is exciting because they've been catching them, there's usually other fish there too because the water temps are right, the conditions are right. So like Chris said, he's like, we're catching live bait, we're starting at 75 feet of water, slow trolling these live baits, and what they're catching right now this particular week were kingfish, sailfish, cobia, and it's still a sporadic dolphin here and there. If you really want to target dolphin, that's a great place to start. I can't tell you how many times I've gone out targeting dolphin, and I've started deep, and we've run way out, and the next thing you know, we're back in 120 feet of water, and we're back in 100 feet of water catching dolphin. It's like, man, we really overshot those fish. So that's a great place to start, and then you can work out from there. So that's what's going on offshore, but it's been consistent, man. The trolling has been consistent around the reef, so it's good. It's a good time to go out there and do it.
Yeah, we're here with Damon with spacefish.com. Submit your photos, your questions to him. Let's go to Nearshore next with Damon. I'm going to bring this up. What's going on Nearshore, buddy?
Yeah, so and this is Captain Glenn. So basically it's tarpon. It's all about tarpon and the other kind of miscellaneous species that you can catch this time of year. Steve says beast fishing is starting to get better. They're getting some tarpon that are following these bait pods. There's some bonito that they're catching as well. They're getting some kingfish. Now, this is the time of year where we start to get those, and they're around anyway, but this is the time of year in those summer months where we start to get that real big influx of bait along the beach. You'll see these bait pods. I was just out walking along the beach here, and you see there's a lot of bait up close to the beach. So these big kingfish in general, but there's some big ones that come in there and just kind of, they're big and they're lazy and they don't get big by being dumb. And they just kind of hang out when these bait schools come by. They just wreak havoc on them. So they're starting to get some really nice kingfish too along the beach. So tarpon, bonita, kingfish, jacks. He even mentions jacks. There's some good schools of jacks, but they've been really picky. So he goes, man, we're throwing all kinds of stuff at them. And sometimes they'll eat, sometimes they won't. But if you can lock horns with one of those big jacks, I know people are like, oh, you can't keep a jack. Well, you can't keep a tarpon either. But man, they are so much fun to catch. They're tackle busters, man. They'll wear you out.
All right, let's go to with Damon with Spacefish.com. I know we got, let's see, we got surf next. What's the latest on surf, Damon?
Yeah, so the surf is really hit or miss. There's as far as using pompano rigs and stuff like that, they're still getting some decent whiting. Occasional pompano here and there. That type of thing. Some black drum. We did see a few black drum caught, which were good. But this time of year, it's a great time of year because I keep talking about like the bait that we just saw when I was walking up and down the beach. So these bait schools, there's different times where they'll come in close to the beach. And if you catch it at the right time and you have the right rod to set up the lures, you can cast to them, or even live bait, these tarpon follow that bait all the way up to the beach. And the snook are schooling right now, are spawning right now. So they're in close to the beach. So this is a great time of year. This is the time of year, I should say, to catch tarpon and snook from the beach. This is the best time of year to do it. So that's really what you want to target when you're going out there. NLB and paddle tail lures. If you can't get those, the best bait's just a live bait. You can get some croakers. It's game on, that type of stuff. So the surf, there's some good stuff going on in the surf. You have to work for it a little bit, though. You may have to cover some ground, get out and look, see if you can find the bait, look for the pelicans diving, that type of thing. And then hopefully you can dial it in and get on those fish.
What if I don't want to work hard? Then what do I do? Am I out?
You go to the bar. You just go to the bar, man. A couple cold drinks, and you tell fish stories. That's what you do.
Oh, that's what you do, huh? That's it with your hook hand. That's what you do. We're here with Damon with Spacefish. Let's go to the lagoons here. What's the latest for the weekend, buddy?
Yeah, man, this is Captain Jim Rawson. He's saying the lagoons have been really good. He said, I fished Banana River on Thursday, and we caught jacks, ladyfish, speckled trout, redfish, and jumped about a 60-pound tarpon. He says, all these fish hit the exact same lure, a saltwater assassin 4-inch sea shad. These are my go-to lures when searching for fish. He said most of the fish hit either the opening night or slamming shad color, but the tarpon hammered the Cajun croaker. So that's the best way to do it right there. That's coming from one of our most legendary captains that fishes this area and has grown up fishing this area. And that's what he does. They cover some ground. They cast, just like you said, a 4-inch saltwater assassin. And they just work the mangroves, work the flats. And there's a lot of fish, get in there and just cover some ground, man. Look for bait. Look for the bait on top of the water moving. Fish around those bait schools, especially if they're around structure, that type of thing. And the bite in the lagoons has been pretty good.
One more to go here with Damon with Spacefish. I believe it is the fresh water. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, this is Captain Terry, and he's basically said he fished headwaters this week, and it was slow. He said it was just slow. When the temperatures start to get really hot, it's an early morning or a late afternoon bite. These fish, they don't like the higher temps any more than we do. But he said that him and his partner John, they did get on some a couple. They did get a couple big fish. They got John got one that was 6.5 pounds, and then Terry followed up, cast it in the same exact spot, got one that was almost 7 pounds, and said they were back to the dock by 11 o'clock. He even said the summertime blues are in full effect, which means it's hot. So, but it's still fish to be caught, but it's an early bite, man. You need to get out there early, fishing early, and these guys have been doing this their whole lives. They mostly throw artificial. If you get some live bait like live shiners, that ups your chances as well of catching a little more fish. But fishing artificials, it's that's a game where sometimes it's on, or sometimes you're going to work. You're going to cover some ground and work for those fish.
Great stuff. We're here with Damon with Spacefish.com. That is the weekend fishing report. I'm going to bring us back up here. I know our beautiful faces. That's why you're here. That's what you want to see. So here's the key. We now do the part of the show where we show off the fishing photos from you. But I feel like I'm going to throw this out here. If you have a video of you catching stuff, send it to us. We will do the play-by-play of this. We will. All right. So I just want to give that heads up to everyone moving forward. Shoot Damon or myself an email with your fishing video, and we will highlight it moving forward. All right, let's bring this up. All the real beautiful people here on the coast. Let's start with this one. All right, what is this, Damon? What's going on?
So this is the elusive red snapper, right? They were just, there's not many of them out there anymore. No, I'm totally joking here. So this is what we get so frustrated about as this fishery that's been closed to recreational anglers for so long now. This is our little weekend mini season, Friday and Saturday. So this is Darren City, who were out at dark 30, early morning run out there because at 12:01, Friday morning it opens up. So they went out there, limited out on red snapper. This is just them with a killer red snapper. They limited out on red snapper. And when he texted me this photo and a couple others, the cooler full of fish, the big fish. I think the smallest one they caught was like 14 pounds. The big one was pushing 20 or something like that. But dude, he texted me that at like 5:30 in the morning, sitting at Denny's, already back having breakfast. He's like, dude, we ran out, limited out in like 30, 40 minutes. We were back at the dock. Then I'm having breakfast literally right now. When I got up, I look, I'm like, oh, there's the text. And so that's what you can do. There it is right there. But this is what's so cool. That is just, it's a beautiful fish. It's a gorgeous fish. It's fun to catch. They fight like crazy. They're delicious to eat, and that's why everybody goes nuts over them. So man, so I tell people, you have another day. There's still time today, and you have all day tomorrow to do it until midnight. So get it, man. Go out there and get it.
That's a great photo. That's one of those photos you put up on the wall at your house. That's what you do right there. Okay, that's great.
It is an awesome photo.
Yeah, let's go to Terry next. All right, what's this, Damon?
Yeah, so this is Terry. So this is the picture that he sent with the report from Headwaters I just told you about. He said it was slow. They covered some ground catching bass, but this was that almost 7-pounder that he caught with his buddy John. And that's a beautiful fish, man. That is a Headwaters bass all day long right there.
Yeah, that's a great photo. All right, let's go to Jim. What's Jim got right here?
Yeah, so we were talking about throwing that 4-inch, assassin, through Banana River. Well, there it is. That's the kind of stuff you catch doing right there. It's a big old redfish that him and his client caught. That is just an amazing fish to catch on an artificial lure, on a 4-inch artificial lure, and it's just that's a great photo right there. Look at that guy smiling, man. He's on cloud nine.
I was gonna say that no frowny faces when they catch these fishes. Okay,
exactly.
Here's what I've also learned. Don't go alone, because you need someone to take the photo of you.
That's right. That's exactly right.
All right. Is this Glenn next? What's he got?
Yeah, so we were talking about fishing along the beach. You can see back behind him the beach back there in the background. So when we said tarpon and bonita, this is a bonita. This is what it is. It's in the tuna family. You can see the little lure that's in his mouth. That's what they're throwing out there when they come across these schools of bonitas. They come by there. You'll see them blasting the top of the water and chasing glass minnows and stuff like that. And you cast to them. And then this young man caught that bonita. I guarantee you, if you look at the fishing pole behind him, that was a heck of a fight on that fishing pole. These are so much fun to catch, and they run, they act. It's the tuna family. They're going to fight like crazy. But this young man, he did great. He tore it up on that fish right there.
All right, here's the final photo, and I think this is the catch of the week. This photo is, and I love all the photos. I like this one the best. I think it's our winner. I love this. How hard is it to catch this thing?
Yeah, well, so here's the thing. So when we were talking about fishing the reefs, when I said go out to 75 feet of water, slow troll baits. So you're out there. These guys know that there's kingfish out there, so they're that's probably the most reliable species you're going to catch when you hit the reef is kingfish. But this is one of those bycatches. It's a sailfish, and it's a beautiful sailfish, and they get much bigger than that. But that is still a nice one, man. And they're so much fun to catch. This is one of those fish when you hook a sailfish, it's just any type of billfish, it's just kind of next level amazing visually because they jump. They come if you catch them at the right time when they come up and hit the bait. They're usually slapping at the bait with their bill before they hit it. There's some techniques to that as far as dropping baits back and let them take the bait and stuff like that. But this is just an unbelievable catch. And look at these two. They're just rock and roll, man. That's Captain Joe on the left, and that's his client right there on the right, the young man. Oh, what a fish.
These are all great photos. This is one of those things, we're here on the Space Coast if you're watching this. And, we have space exploration. Hey, let's go to Mars. Let's go to the moon. And I go, I don't know what the hell's in the ocean. And this is one of the explanations.
Yeah. Man, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
Oh, man, those are all great photos. Please submit your photos and your stories, all that to Damon with Spacefish.com. Those were great. And again, if you have video you want to show us, we have the technology. We want to hear it from you. Send it to me. We'll get it uploaded and we'll highlight you. Let us know what's going on. So before I let you go, we do a segment, What's on Tap, sponsored by Chumley's. I can't even say it right. He's going to kill me, Marcus. Chumley's Depot in downtown Melbourne. There, I said it. Hey, yeah, go there. It's a great place. They got live music on Sunday. What's on tap? Should we go fishing this weekend, buddy?
Oh man, the weather, as far as the wind is down, which means you can fish anywhere you want to this weekend. And I would highly recommend getting out and fishing this weekend for sure, Mark. If you can get offshore and do some of the red snapper stuff, this is our only days, right? Today and tomorrow. So these are only days to do it this year. So I would highly recommend getting out there and making that happen.
Great stuff, Damon. Have a great vacation. I'll see you in 2 weeks. All right.
Thanks, buddy. You too.